Dear friends, welcome to my channel once again, and this, as promised, we are going to shoot the phase 2 of our Ontario trip. And in phase 2, what Krizan is going to tell you is all about how the plan was executed. And without any hesitation or without any waste of time, I'm going to hand over the mic to Krizan. However, those who are for the first time visitor, those who are watching phase 2, first I'll share the link on top and I'll share the link on link in the description box for phase 1. So over to Krizan.
So hi guys, welcome. This is Krizan, and I am just going to explain you what happened during the second phase, what we had planned, and how it went through after the execution. This video is shot after the trip, of course. There are a couple of things that went very well because of the planning, and there are a couple of things that were not as we thought it would go, and that was also because of the things that we just didn't hope for. So let's just start with the part where the things that we did not know would happen, right? First thing is that WestJet had actually cancelled our flight, and that was pretty much last minute. We were losing about 1.5 days. We had initially planned for, the actual plan was we'll reach Ontario on Friday, and we'll take some rest, and we'll prepared to go for all the things that we had thought from Saturday onwards. And then there was a rest day also, which was planned on 7th. So because the flight got cancelled, we were not able to go according to the plan, and after a couple of calls to WestJet, they were kind enough to reschedule our flight and get us a direct flight, because the flight that they had given us had a layover of about 12 hours. That did not make sense from Winnipeg to Toronto, which is like fairly 2.5 hours flight distance when you consider it to be a straight flight. So we did not wanted a layover also because we are there with a kid. Layover becomes very hectic. It does not make sense. If it were to be like a longer flight, let's say 24-hour flight, or anything else, but domestic flight with a 12-hour layover did not seem like something that we were ready to take off. But they were ready to accommodate. They helped us with the tickets, so we lost 1.5 day over there. And now we landed, instead of landing in the evening, we landed in the night, which was something that we were not really prepared for, because this means that we are starting already the whole trip with being a little bit of tired. We didn't get the chance of stretching our legs and moving further ahead. However, people whom we were going to meet and the places that we were going to see, everything kind of fell into the right place, which was very good. Of course, in the due course of time, there were a couple of people who either caught COVID or were not doing well, or there was literally no space left where we could, meet all of them, and we had to cancel a couple of plans. But everybody was kind enough and understanding enough, and were fine on how the things went, because not everything is what we can decide for. We are going with an exhaustive amount of days. The next thing that I would say is. Literally that was the only thing that went south. So that's a good news. Couple of tips that I thought which helped through during the time. So we had planned the starting of the day, which was quite earlier. Let's say in the part one, I'd already mentioned that me, myself, and mom were getting up early and making sure the kids' food was ready, and we were taking more food than what was required, because you don't know, kids don't speak, so you don't know what they want, and you will never know until they are actually hungry and wanting to eat at that particular point. And it becomes difficult to get that particular food that we are thinking that they might eat, because it's not home, it's not accessible, so we don't know how it will go through. So we woke up like, let's say, about 6ish, and we used to prepare food for her, make sure that we have those containers wherein it would thermostatic containers where it would keep it warm or cold, or the way we wanted it to be, the temperature with the temperature we wanted it. We also carried water for her, which was separately kept. Those were a couple of things. Another story is that weather warning. So we had weather warning of rainfall, and because of which the blossoms, which I was completely excited about, we couldn't see them. Not at High Park. But which is okay, which was fine, I believe. We got them in a Niagara when we went to see the falls. Completely kaboom, surprise. But that was fun. We saw them at least, that's a win. And the next thing is, we were not able to see the Toronto Zoo because it was raining right exactly when we had planned to reach the zoo. And what happened is that we were supposed to check the weather report, every day. That day, we just let's just go out. We are just wanting to enjoy the day. We'll see how it goes. That kind of a day. And we went out and we stepped out and we were like, okay, here the rain comes. So we switched up the plan with something different. So yes, this one piece of advice that I would say, that no matter how tired or exhausted you are, try to keep your tabs on the weather app no matter what. That was just literally one day where we planned not to open the weather app and take a look at it. And that's exactly when we were showered with the rain gods. But yeah, that's okay, that's okay. It happens. The next thing is that, yes, about Niagara Falls and about a couple of things that we were planning in Toronto, what went off. So with Niagara Falls, we were able to cover every attraction that we had planned at the falls, which was with the Niagara Parks. But when it came to seeing the attractions or looking at the places which were there in the Niagara on the Lake historic town, we weren't able to complete all of them because our day started pretty late than what we had thought. Luckily, as what I saw on the map and was what I saw in visual, it was way more approachable with the car. So we went past through the Niagara on the Lake, Wayside Chapel, Wayside Living Water Chapel, if I'm getting the name right, and a couple other things as well. So these were very much accessible by the car, so which was very good for us. We thought we wouldn't be able to see anything versus we were able to see a couple of things through the car, and that was nice. That was a nice experience. I believe it would have been way much better if we would have stepped out and actually seen it for ourselves. It's very much a town that one may enjoy in daylight or in the nighttime. I love the night lights. I love to see the night lights. So that's how I would suggest night lights as well. If you're not a night kind of person, but please make sure that if you're going to Niagara on the Lake, just go to Niagara downtown, way past that road where the memorial clock is, straight down through the road, and then up onto the Queen's Royals Park. It's a very beautiful walk the whole straight road, and then take your car, go to the Queen's Royal Park, and then just enjoy the scenic view. It's a beautiful sunrise or sunset, whatever you manage capturing over there. It's really beautiful and it's really calm. We were not able to see during the trip, however, I had seen it prior to the trip with our friends, and that's how I'm telling my experience over there. So if you can, make sure that keep 2 days separately for Niagara. It has so much to offer. 2 days or maybe in fact the whole trip can be planned around Niagara. That many things Niagara has to offer, and it's very, very, very child friendly. We went to Whitewater Walk. That was one of the attractions, which is baby friendly. When I say baby friendly, what I mean is the strollers are allowed. The child can be comfortable, and you can have a seat over there. You can feed them, and you have nothing to worry. Then we went to Bird Kingdom. That was also stroller friendly, and it was very beautiful. I saw the baby interacting with the birds, and that was very, very, very satisfying, because that was the whole purpose of going to Bird Kingdom. And it's the open aviary, meaning the birds are not caged, they're open. Of course, there are a couple of things that you need to follow over there, like not feeding, not touching, or you'll see it when you get in there, and just make sure that you follow that. And the child loved it. There were not just us, but there were a couple of the families who were with the kids, and every child equally enjoyed the Bird Kingdom. There were a lot of kids from, mine was the youngest, I believe so. She is 11 months, and then we had a couple of the kids which were able to walk and run. So I'm assuming they were anywhere from 3 to 4 years of age. So if your kid falls under that age group, for sure you can be guaranteed that your children are going to enjoy that. And the falls by itself, well, hooray, they are a complete winner. And one thing for sure, I would say that I had a pretty much of a skeptical feeling. This was journey behind the falls. So the journey behind the falls is literally like, the falls is falling, and then there's three tunnel view where you go, and that's one spot that I would say, I would suggest, is a personal thing, of course, not to take your child in it. It's way too slippery. A second, at the fall, like you see the water falling on towards you, depending on the winds, but it still falls. And we were not okay if that would happen to our child. So that's why what I did was that I was walking way too slow. I wanted her to be there, I wanted her to see it. So I was walking way too slow. I did not step outside of the tunnel. So there is one spot in the tunnel where you can actually go outside and you can take a better view of the falls, and it is really up close. I did not go out there because if I had gone out there, it would be, both of us would have been completely wet. Another thing, strollers are not allowed inside Journey Behind the Falls. So if that's something that you're planning to carry, strollers are not allowed. You have to carry the baby on, on the carrier, like let's say baby sling carrier, or literally carry just the way you would. But the strollers are not something that is allowed. Reason behind, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but still, like, winds blow through, slippery. Even if you lock your stroller, it's not a guarantee that it would be there. They are very, very, very strong winds, and like it's crazy. Your stroller can just fly out, as simple as that. So as a safety measure, it's not there. It's not allowed. So that was about Niagara. When I came to Toronto, we went to Ripley's, we went to CN Tower. Both the places stroller friendly, completely stroller friendly. Kids enjoy in there. There was a very beautiful scenic, and there's something called, I believe, I'm missing the name here, but maybe you will see it in the future videos of my mom on when she makes one for the Ripley's Aquarium. I believe it's the dive in, where the diver gets inside and then it's feeding the sea animals over there. And it's a very nice and interactive session. It's maybe about 15 minutes to half an hour. It's nice to see all of those creatures getting fed by the diver, and it's really nice. It's really nice. Then another thing which I would like to add up is that which I had missed looking up to, is for the Railway Museum, which is open, and it is right in front of the CN Tower and the Ripley's Aquarium. So it's like CN Tower is here and the Ripley's Aquarium is here, and you cross the road and then you see Railway Museum from the Toronto. It's very nice, it's very beautiful, it's up open in the air. So if you're a person who loves automotive, if you are interested in engines, then you know what, just go ahead, take a look onto it. It's very beautiful, it's very nice. My husband is very much interested into it, and he helped us understand a couple of other things which were written, and maybe a layperson cannot relate to it. He helped us put it into a different perspective and explained it very well to us. So we enjoyed looking at the Railway Museum. It's not that long, it's not that huge. You can just pass by and maybe just take some couple of pictures with the engines, and hooray, Instagram ready. Ah. Then we also went to a Humber Bay Art Bridge. Again, that's not something that I would suggest as a stroller friendly area. It has a lot of ups and downs. Unless you plan to be on a very specific path, which is a concrete area which goes directly to the bridge, and it's a different story altogether. Unless it's not a stroller friendly area. High Park, we were not able to catch its cherry blossoms, but yes, we did see it in the Niagara. That's the first thing I said, which I was excited about. Paris, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful town. We enjoyed looking over there. It's a very stroller friendly area, of course, because there are broadways everywhere. You'll see what to see in Paris once the video is uploaded for that as well. So, that was my tad bits, which we had to share a couple of things that helped us decide on which places to go and how to see was when we were actually done prior to whatever time slot that we had given to the particular attraction, and let's say we are done before that or we are done after that, the planning is when it helped at that point of time. Because now we have got time and energy to run about, and we wanted to see and capture more things. How to do that? So, in part one, like we had explained, that what we had mapped down, the things are here close by. So we would make sure that those are the things that we are going ahead and watching. Those are the things that we are making sure that we can are reachable, and we can drive through them, and we can take a look and get a glimpse of them. So we would go ahead and take a look for them. With regards in with food, is something that totally depends on you guys. Make sure that your food is something that you focus on if you're a person uh, who enjoys dining in whenever they are out. We were completely fine with not dining in, so most of the days we have not dined in. We have survived on Subways and Tim Hortons and anything and everything that was available on the way, and trying different things which were always takeout. So that's something that is a takeaway which we thought that was for us. So I hope this helps you guys to understand what helped and what and which way we went through when it came to our Ontario trip. And do let us know if you do plan anywhere around this, and let us know what you thought, how you planned your own trips, and we'll make sure that we input as much as we can from our end via in the description box. And do like, share, comment, and subscribe to my mom's channel. Until then, goodbye.